Rawr, wolf, wolf. Strikker held the crown in his hand and raced to the throne room to place the crown on his head at precisely midnight. Golden Hair quickly slipped on her hat, making everyone invisible again to Strikker. Meanwhile, Star went into the dungeon and found Jack. The little squirrel picked the lock on the door and it opened. Sammy the duck was guarding the hallway. Wake up, Jack, my furry friend, or I'll be eaten, and you won't want your favorite little duck buddy to be eaten. So wakey, wakey. Squawk, squawk. Sammy fumbled through the darkness and tried to wake Jack up. Come on, Jack, wake up. He felt something and shook it, who he thought was Jack. Hey, who do you think I am? A shake and bake pony? It took me hours to get these braids done, Paloma snapped at Sammy. It's so dark in here, I can't see a thing. Jack, where are you? Sammy complained hysterically. Sammy's teeth could be heard chattering to the dark. Leave it to me before you mess up my hair anymore. Paloma walked up and placed a few drops of some strong-smelling perfume under Jack's nose. This will wake anyone up. I got this from a secret admirer who has no taste in girls' perfume, Paloma the horse exclaimed. And she put her hoof down. Hoof! Who buys a girl this kind of perfume? Jack sniffed and with a bad smell woke up. Whoa. He broke out of his chain, still dazed from the sleeping potion. I was having a bad dream. I was dreaming I ordered a giant pepperoni pizza, supersized, but the delivery guy never brought it to me. Whoa. You were popped on the head by Strikker, and he gave you a sleeping potion that Queen Meanithia made, Star told him. Oh, well, that explains the bump on my head. I was looking for that slice of pizza, Jack complained as his stomach made a loud grumbling sound. Grumble. Madame Wayne spoke up. Jack, Pierre the Mouse will make you a scrumptious peanut butter chip cupcake later, but we're going to work to do very fast. Good job, my friends. Work first, dessert later. By the way, where's Strikker? Strikker went to the throne chair to place a crown on his head, and ew, does he have big fangs, Sammy cried out. And bad breath. He really got to start brushing his teeth, Jack suggests. 1 minute until midnight, growled Madame Wayne. We must hurry or we'll be lost. The clock is 1 minute to 12. Jack led the way to the royal throne room. A grandfather clock, armor, swords, paintings of a younger Queen Meanithia were on the walls. The animals were hiding behind a big couch. Strikker was heading to the throne room. Meanithia walked in wearing a drab old gray gown. I believe you have something of mine, Queen Meanithia screeched. Strikker turned and dejectedly looked at Meanithia. He was powerless as her red eyes stared at him and glowed with anger. Her power was back and she started to transform. Okay, boys and girls, watch Jack go kick some fur, Jack whispered to his friends. Golden Hair removed her hat and allowed her hair to shine bright like a flashlight. As Meanithia reached for the crown, she instantly returned younger and younger self again. She was now dressed in a magnificent long gown with serval trim encrusted with emeralds. She was beautiful. Too late, Jack. The crown is mine, scolded Meanithia as her trembling hands touched the crown and Strikker's hand. My lady, Strikker said as he bowed down at her feet and offered the crown. Your reward, Strikker, is I'm going to turn you into a toad for betraying me, Meanithia said. She lifted her hand and zapped him the spell. Rip, bip, 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 bop. Strikker made sounds of a toad, then he burped. Bark, bark, bark. Disgusting, Sabrina said as she looked at him from behind Madame Wayne. Serves him right. He would have turned us into roast treats, Sammy chimed in, and then hid between Madame Wayne's feet. Meanithia bit down and took the crown off the toad's head. She held the crown and walked towards the golden throne chair. Not so fast, Meanithia. I challenge you to a duel, Jack called out. There's no need. As your returning queen, I'll have you locked up in the dungeon with an enchantment spell you can't break, Jack. Ha, 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 Meanithia squealed with her evil laugh. The grandfather clock chimed once. Twice, 3 times. She took her seat and raised the crown above her. The grandfather clocked again and chimed. 4 chimes, 5, 6 times. As she was about to put the crown on her head, a slimy snail dropped out of it and landed on her eye. Ah! Screamed Meanithia as a gooey, sticky snail squelched on the top of her right eyelid. Snail! Cried Paloma. I wondered where she was, Sammy said. I fell asleep by Jack. I must have crawled in his crown, Snail, the snail said. The grandfather clock chimed 7, 8, 9 times. Jack stood before Meanithia as she wiped off sticky, slimy smell. She flapped around like a wild duck and fell from the throne. Ew, 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 sticky, slimy snail, Meanithia whimpered like a big baby. Oh! Toad Strikker hopped over and gave a loud belch. Brrr! The grandfather clock chimed 10, 11 times. Jack rushed to Meanithia, grabbed the crown, placed it on his head, and sat in the royal chair just as the grandfather clock chimed 12 midnight. Chime? The dark thickness started to evaporate, slowly releasing its hold on the forest. Meanithia pointed her hand and released a power bolt that raced towards Jack. He lifted up his scepter and smashed the bolt. Golden Hair cried out, "Watch out, Jack!" She was so scared that a big burst of light beamed at Meanithia. The light scorched her. Meanithia was sunburnt. "You nasty, meddling child!" Meanithia squealed as her hands and face blistered up bright red. "I will get you for this!" Meanithia's eyes glowed red light. She was about to zap Golden Hair, but Jack raised his royal scepter and zapped her. Meanithia was hit. "Jack! You think you won this time? But now I'll make a fur coat out of you," Meanithia shouted. But Meanithia was turned back to her old, wrinkled self. The dark, thick black light slivered away like a snake. "No! You can't do this to me! I'm to be the ruling queen," she cried. Meanithia walked slowly to Jack and lifted her leathery hand to send a power bolt. Just as she had her hand up, the bolt just fizzled into nothing. Jack pointed a scepter at Meanithia and sent her to the dungeon as she screamed, "No! To the dungeon, Meanithia! No!" The normal light returned and the animals could see each other again. "I can see you! I can see you too!" They all laughed at their crazy colors, funny stripes, and interesting black markings fading away. Their previous bright colors returned. Zap, zap, zap. The animals looked normal again. The animals cheered for Jack. Hooray! Strikker turned back to his normal wolf self with a zap. He looked at Jack, smiled, bowed down, and waved his paw in royal salute. "Your Highness." Sammy jumped down from Madam's Bane's back. He stood beside Jack. Sammy stuck out his tongue at the defeated wolf. Strikker swiped his paw in Sammy's direction and missed when Sammy ducked. "Old habits," he said humbly. "Strikker, the impact will remain as before. You are to stay on the east side of the forest and not touch the animals. If one animal tells me they've seen you, you will be featured special for my dinner that Pierre the Mouse will create," Jack threatened. "Yes, your Royal Highness. Anything you say. You are the true king of the Ever Forest," Strikker admitted in defeat. Jack zapped Strikker with his scepter. Strikker looked down to see a special steel lock monitor around his paw. He grumbled and howled sadly. "Ow!" The animals cheered now that their real king was back. Everyone was happy. They all headed off home to celebrate Jack's victory. The forest shone brightly again. The next day, the animals had a big parade. All the animals wore bright-colored costumes. Polona tended to Golden Hair's hair and combed it off to the side. "Girl, your hair is impressive. Did you see that old queen's face when your hair lit up? Oh, honey, that was a riot." "There, voila!" She tied a pink ribbon on Golden's hair. "This should have toned down some of that light, but never ever keep it in," she winked. "You got to sparkle in this world." Paloma did Star's hair next. She put lots of sparkles in it too. She turned around to show off his blue mohawk hair with shiny silver sparkles all over it. All the animals laughed. "Look at Star, he's sparkling." They sat down at a table, enjoying the delicious food and a feast that Pierre the Mouse brought out. Hundreds of scrumptious cupcakes. Today I present to you red velvet cupcake, blueberry cheesecake, key lime pie, nutty coconut, German chocolate cake, raisinberry. Pierre said, listing the many cupcakes names. "I'll take a royal vanilla in honor of the king," Golden Hair said. And they all took a cupcake and toasted to Jack. They all took a bite out of a cupcake at the same time. "I made this for you," Sabrina said. She placed a tiara made out of sparkly shells on Golden Hair's head. "You don't have to be king or queen to shine like one." Sammy handed Lord Byron a shell-dogged hat that said, "Dog." Jack gave Golden Hair a golden key. "This is for your good deed. The gates will open for you, and you may come back to visit your friends here in Ever Forest." Golden Hair accepted the key with a bow of her head. "How come Jack's not wearing his crown?" Golden Hair whispered to Sammy. "His secret is he enjoys being himself. A regular bear," Sammy whispered back. "That's why he's our king. He's really a huggable and lovable royal bear," Snail the snail said. That's make him Hugalicious, Golden Hair said. Then they all laughed. Remember how I showed you how to do your hair, Paloma cried out as she watched Golden Hair leave. Don't forget us, Nugget, the bunny said. I'll never forget my new friends, said Golden Hair. She hugged all the animals and thanked them. They walked her to the forest entrance. Golden Hair showed the golden key. The angel guardians, without eye patches, opened the gates. They waved goodbye once again and headed home. She headed home with Lord Byron. Woof, 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 woof. The trees and flowers moved aside, and a magical path full of petals stretched before her and led her home. Golden Hair opened the door to her house and found that magically she was just in time for dinner. Hurry inside, there's a storm coming, dear, Eleanor said as she opened the door as Golden Hair and Lord Byron returned. No sooner had her mom said this, the lights go out, and the house was pitch black. Golden's hair lit up the place just in time for dinner. She helped her mom set the table, and everyone ate by Golden Hair's light. Her mom brought out a birthday cake to celebrate Golden Hair's surprise. I thought you forgot my birthday, Golden Hair said. We would never forget your birthday, but wanted to surprise you, Eleanor, her mom said. After dinner, Golden Hair and Roy, her brother, played a video game together. That was a first, and her dad asked her to read him a bedtime story. Golden Hair had a new recipe for success. Lily, a.k.a. Golden Hair, went to sleep with her tiara still in her head. Lord Byron slept at the foot of her bed. The night sky shone brightly with all its beautiful stars, revealing the Bear constellation, and then the storm clouds covered everything as the rain came drizzling down. But through the window, Golden Hair's golden light sparkled brightly. The end. Thank you for reading Sir Herbert Sneakies' books, Jack the Bear and Golden Hair. We hope you enjoyed the adventure, and please give us a great review on Amazon and listen to it many, many times for as long as you like. Enjoy. The end.